make sure this is working.
Thank you, Weston.
No problem.
Like what Rachel says.
Thank you, Weston.
Thank you, Weston.
Anytime. Okay, let's see. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the HouseBroken episode 305 table read, formerly known as episode 212, Who's a Scaredy Cat, written by Dave Jesser and Matt Silverstein. I will hand it over now.
You're the best.
I'll hand it over now to Jen and Gabby.
Yes, welcome to this episode written by Dave and Matt. I'm just going to introduce the cast briefly. We all know who they are. They're amazing. We have Tony Hale. We have Jason Mantzoukas. We have Will Forte. We have Lisa Kudrow. We have Clea Duvall. We have Sharon Horgan. We have Nat Faxon. Paul F. Tompkins is here, and he's playing Chico, among other things. And Maria Bamford is playing Jill Nibbles today, Small Fun Raccoon as usual, and Pinky. And we've got some writers pitching in, and we're ready to go.
All right. So Act 1, we start outside Jill's house at night. The normal HouseBroken theme morphs into a horror version as sheets of rain violently pound the earth. Thunder and lightning take us inside Honey and Chief's bedroom at night to find an empty dog bed vibrating. Reveal a trembling Chief hiding under his bed, covering his eyes with his paws. Each bolt of lightning casts terrifying demonic shadows on the wall. After a beat of silence, Chief slowly lowers his paws and peeks out the window.
Aw, mighty barking dog in the sky, please stop barking. I'll do anything. Do you want me to stop licking myself?
Thunder and lightning.
Oh, more licking. Oh, okay. Whatever you're into.
Yourself furiously until another crash of thunder.
I'm trying to work with you here.
And we go into the living room in group.
Since last session, my human has lost the remote and we could only watch HGTV. While brutal at first, it allowed me to discover that interior design has reclaimed my soul like a barn door turned into a dining room table.
I'm interested in interiors as well, specifically going in and out of them. And in and out of them. And just partially.
Okay. Let's move along. Honey's human should be getting home soon to cry and pill herself to sleep.
Now we have time. Jill's volunteering at the shelter on National Pet Adoption Day. And when it rains, she pulls her car over to calmly wait it out.
And we go inside Jill's Nissan Leaf. Jill is pulled over in her car screaming.
It's raining.
The car slows down to check on her. She smiles and waves like everything's okay. The living room.
Well, then I'll share something small. My life is falling apart. Kevin's leaving me for good. When I left, he was packing his big green suitcase. Do I blame him? No. I'm just a useless, dumb, and overweight, according to society's warped perception of beauty, cat.
Chico, if you want others to love you, you need to love yourself first.
Or you need to follow Kevin. Find out where he's going and why he's always abandoning you. And then change everything about yourself to get him to love you.
That's brilliant.
Ridiculous.
And as your kooky, less attractive BFF, it's my job to go with you.
Thanks, Gray One. But like eating, I need to do this alone so no one sees me cry.
Okay. I hear you and I respect that. But if I only went where I was invited, I'd never go anywhere.
Oh, really, Gray One? I got this.
Up. Less yakety yak and more packety pack. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, that was boring. Luckily for you losers, I have something so personal, so troubling, that I'm sure to win therapy of the...
Hey, where did Chachki go? He loves ignoring Max.
Yeah, I saw him on that shelf with those tacky picture frames like 2 seconds ago. I notice these things now because I'm into interior design.
We popped to 2 seconds ago. Chiron, 2 seconds ago. As Chico delivers his last line, a telestrator circles Chachki on the shelf.
Thanks, Gray One. But like eating, I need to do this alone and with a pillowcase over my head.
And as before, Diablo runs over to investigate the shelf, gasps.
Oh no, the terrifying, bloodthirsty basement monsters must have gotten tchotchke.
Thunder, lightning. As the storm rages outside, we push in on Diablo.
According to lore, every National Pet Adoption Day, the basement monsters emerge from their subterranean lair and exact revenge on pets. Pets like us.
Thunder and lightning.
Oh, silly Diablo. That's just a story we tell our kids if we could have any.
Real monsters are the ones that live inside us.
Nibbles looks at Mirror, and Mirror Nibbles speaks to her.
Burn the house down, Nibbles. Make fire happy.
Basement monsters are real, and they're coming for me. Well, for all of us, but it's mostly me I'm concerned about.
Thunder and lightning.
You know what? This is a wonderful opportunity for immersion therapy.
Okay, sorry, is that an interior design thing? Otherwise, I don't really care what it is. I bet if we tore up these hardwood floors, we'd find some sweet carpet underneath.
Immersion therapy is a technique where I, the therapist, cure the patient of their fear by immersing them in whatever it is that frightens them.
I'm afraid of Catholic school turtles.
No, you're not, Shell. This is about Diablo, and it's time for him to overcome this silly fear. May I?
He lifts Diablo by the scruff of his neck.
Honey, this is a huge violation, but it's quite soothing to be carried.
She carries him to the basement, tosses him in, and slams the door.
Honey!
Others gather round.
Honey, please let me out. I'd like to avoid dying and the dark and dairy. But if I can only choose one to avoid, it's dying, then dairy.
Trust me, Diablo, I know what I'm doing.
And we're inside Honey and Chief's bedroom. Chief is still hiding under his bed. The lightning casts shadows of a scary, barking dog on the wall. Chief cowers, but then overhears Honey yelling to Diablo.
You have to confront your fears, or they will control you forever.
Honey's right. I can't stay here afraid forever. I need to stand up to the big barking dog in the sky. Besides, someone peed all over my bed.
Chief heads out determined, and we're inside the living room. Honey and Group are outside the basement door listening to Diablo's terrified screams.
Honey, this does not seem ethical, but it is the content I come for.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of all forms of torture, waterboarding, racking, eating too close to bedtime, talking to a vegan about being vegan, but none of those sounds truly terrifying.
To the untrained ear, maybe, but to a professional, those are the blood-curdling screams of healing.
The screaming stops.
Diablo, you may now come out and enjoy your life, unencumbered by irrational fears based on nonsense. No offense.
Honey tries to turn the knob with her paws, but without fingers, it's extremely difficult and takes longer than it should. She finally opens the door, revealing scratch marks on the other side, but no Diablo after an eerily quiet beat.
Okay, Honey, kill Diablo. Settle up.
Animals pick up, exchanging toys, bones, treats, etc. off Honey's worried face. We go into a plane in the cargo hold. We're rattling around in the luggage cargo of a plane, battling turbulence from a terrible storm. We push in on a big green suitcase as it begins to shake. After a beat, scary sharp claws pierce the fabric and rip open the luggage, revealing Chico and the gray one. They roll out.
Why would Kevin rather be here than with me?
I don't know. Maybe because he likes to have other people's stuff fights?
The gray one tears open a suitcase and chucks toiletries at Chico, who stumbles back.
Stop it! We need to figure out where we are. My future with Kevin depends on it.
He backs into a long box, knocking it over. It crashes on the ground and a dead body rolls out.
Is that Kevin?
I don't know. I've never seen what Kevin looks like dead. I've seen what he looks like showering, raw handing while showering, but never dead.
Lightning startles Chico and the gray one, which takes us into Jill's house in the basement doorway. Max stands alone in the doorway, yelling into the darkness.
Can we get into my thing now? Or
No, we haven't found the new and improved Diablo yet.
okay, whatever, dorks. I'm just gonna stay up here until it's my turn to talk.
And he leads Elsa, Shell, Tabitha, Nibbles through the dark, creepy basement searching for Diablo. The floorboards creak with every step. We cut to a POV of someone or something watching them, breathing heavily. We hear a Friday the 13th type whisper sting, but with animal sounds.
Diablo, if you're trying to make me look bad, it's not working.
It's not working.
Diablo is dead. And I never got to tell him how much he annoyed me. It was a lot.
Diablo is not dead.
Well, of course not, because if he was dead, that would mean Honey made a terrible mistake, one that she would never admit to.
Exactly. Thank you, Elsa.
Guys, look.
Nibbles points to claw marks on the ground that lead to a dark, creepy crawl space.
The basement monsters are real, and they dragged Diablo into that crawl space.
Or Diablo thought this was a way out and got so excited he dragged his paws along the ground while walking backwards, leaving behind several of his nails and a few drops of blood or ketchup. Come on, let's go find him and prove I'm right.
Crawl space that no one follows.
I have many wishes, honey. 2 bitchy best friends, kangaroo abs, but death is not one of them.
If you guys are afraid, you can go upstairs and listen to Max talk about himself.
And they all immediately head into the And we're outside in the backyard in the shed. Chief battles the torrential rain and rising floodwater.
You are not afraid. You can do this. You are brave.
Thunder and lightning cast a long shadow of a vicious dog, sending Chief running towards the shed. And inside the shed, Raccoon and Small Fun talk to a chicken.
Chill, lady. It's just what the game's called.
What Raccoon means is, you're right. The phrase playing chicken is insensitive. We'll do better, and we can.
Hurries in.
What did Raccoon say to offend you?
Oh, nothing. I wanted to stand up to the scary barking dog in the sky, but now I'm not sure I can do it because, as previously mentioned, he's scary.
Chief, don't be a chicken.
Hey, careful.
I mean, don't be a scaredy cat.
Hey.
I mean, don't be a puss.
You're using it as a noun, in which case you're fine.
If I were brave, he's in the sky. How would I get up there? Have you even ever seen how high up the sky is?
Well, you could climb the radio tower at the end of the LA River, and then you'd be face to face with a big, scary dog, and also our Frisbee is up there. So if you could grab that, that'd be swell.
Radio tower? Perfect. But how do we get there? It's flooding.
Easy. We'll build a boat.
And we see super fast cuts of them building an amazing raft out of what's in the shed. A galvanized drink tub is a hull, a leaf blower is the outboard motor, a rake is the rudder, etc. We pull back to reveal the most impressive homemade raft any 2 raccoons in a St. Bernard have ever created.
I've never been more proud of anything in my entire life.
They open the door and the boat immediately floats away. After a beat, an empty box floats towards them.
Hey, a box floated to us. I've never been more proud of anything in my entire life. Get in.
They jump in the box and the floodwaters rush them away. We go into the crawl space. Moments later, the last of the gang squeezes through the entryway into the crawl space, revealing an intricate set of passageways and sewers heading in different directions, like in Goonies. It's dark, lots of cobwebs, and we hear the roar of the storm.
Diablo, come on out and tell everyone how cured you are because of me.
I think I hear something.
They listen intently for a silent beat, and then suddenly a huge cauldron of bats fly through the tunnel, swarming our guys.
Ah!
The bats. The bats dissipate, leaving our gang rattled.
Everyone okay?
I think one of them shit on me.
Nibbles is completely covered in bat shit.
No, they all shit on you.
Now, the bats probably live behind those cantilever support beams. Interesting interior design fact. Most architects add beams simply for aesthetics.
She knocks on the support beam. It gives way, triggering a rock slide, blocking the entrance, trapping them.
While other architects use them for structural support.
Inside the scene later, Chico and the Great One are standing over the dead body.
Well, just staring at him won't tell us if it's Kevin.
I have an idea. If this is Kevin, then maybe, just maybe, I'd be able to wake him up with true love's first kiss.
No. Whoa, wait. You're not suggesting that you're gonna...
Chico gives the dead body a lick on the lips. The Great One... It doesn't.
Yuck. Well, guess it's not Kevin.
Guess not. But just to be sure.
Flips his hair back and goes in for a passionate lick. The Great One watches on with concern. After a long, tender lick,
No.
He's flushed. They both lean in to see if the guy is still dead. He is.
Oh, well, worth a shot. Come on.
They exit frame. We stay on the body for a beat, and then Chico flies back into frame and goes in for an open mouth lick. The Great One rushes in to stop him.
Chico, no! This is not healthy.
He finally yanks Chico off, and they fall back on the ground. They look up and see a panel with a rope attached.
Ooh, string. Let's pull on it.
And we go inside the plane in the passenger fuselage. A panel on the floor falls. Chico and the Great One pop their heads up. Their eyes, all three of them, go wide. Lightning strikes as we pull back from their horrified faces to reveal that all the passengers on the flight are furries. Chico and the Great One cling to each other, terrified. And we go inside the crawl space. Later, the gang is trapped in the crawl space.
Right. We're all going to die, and there's no feng shui out of here. So it's just a little interior design humor.
Okay, no one's dying. Let's just split up into two groups so we can find Diablo, and I can move on to curing someone else.
Fine. I'll go with Shao and Elsa. If it comes to it, their faces seem tastiest.
No fair. Why do I get two animals in my group? Shell, you're with me.
Now, ladies, I don't like hearing you fight over me, but I would like to see it.
Why don't we just pick names out of a hat? Now, who knows how to write our names or use a pen or has a hat?
Guys,
Everyone looks over to see Nibbles at the end of the tunnel.
I see a light. It must be a way out. Come on.
Suddenly, a shadow figure grabs Nibbles and drags her off, screaming into the darkness.
Well, now we can pair up evenly, which is good.
Going to Act 2, outside Jill's house later, the storm rages on. We travel down through the ground, passing mole parents comforting their son.
Nothing bad's going to happen, sweetie. And even if it does, we won't see it coming since we're completely blind. Good night.
They kiss the pillow next to their terrified child as we tilt down to inside the catacombs. Our guys are, as we left them, terrified. We can hear the distant rumbling of thunder.
The monster's got Nibbles. Game over, man. Game over!
I should have stayed in group and listened to Pig talk about himself.
Elsa slaps her.
Don't say that. Don't you ever say that.
All right, we're going to be fine if we just stick together and stay calm.
As Honey continues, unbeknownst to our guys, what we thought was a rock wall starts slithering towards group.
I'm sure we'll find Diablo and Nibbles and Tchotchke.
Suddenly, the shadow figure grabs Tabitha and drags her screaming into the darkness.
And Tabitha.
Maybe we should, and I'm just spitballing here. Scream and run in all directions.
All sprint in different directions, screaming, and we're... Elsa turns a corner and bashes her head against an exposed pipe and falls.
Oh, damn you, steampunk aesthetic.
Lily gets to her feet and realizes she's face to face with a shadowy figure with glowing green eyes.
I may have short legs, but they're tall with speed. Try to catch me, you son of a bitch.
Elsa turns to sprint away, immediately running into the same pipe, knocking herself out. Turns her off. And we're inside the catacombs elsewhere. Honey stops running. She hears a sound and ducks behind cinder blocks. The sound gets closer. and closer. She holds her breath. A shadowy figure's glowing eyes peer through the cinder block. Honey ducks down, praying it doesn't see her. After a terrifying beat, it slinks off. She peeks out and sees that it's gone. But when she turns around, she's face to face with Shell.
Yeah! Oh, it's you. One of those dumb things almost got me, but I lost it. Whatever they are, they're pretty stupid, like real idiots, those things. But they're such morons.
Shell notices Honey's eyes have gone wide.
It's right behind me, isn't it?
No,
Shell's grabbed, and as he's dragged away,
it was off to the right.
Tell Darla I will haunt her if she finds happiness with a new lover.
Honey sprints the opposite direction.
Could my inability to admit I was wrong have gotten my friends killed by monsters? Or could all of this be a toxic, mold-induced hallucination? Yeah, that's probably it, mold. And that's on Jill, really. Good talk, honey, good talk.
Comes face to face with a creature. It leans in and bares its razor-sharp teeth.
Okay, this toxic mold has terrible breath.
As it attacks, we go into the sky. The plane flies through the stormy sky, and inside, a flight attendant makes drinks. Reveal Chico and the Gray One are underneath the drink cart, hiding from the furries.
This is a nightmare. We're trapped with a cauldron of multicolored animal mutants. We should have stayed in group and listened to Max talk about himself.
Chico slaps him.
Don't say that. Don't you ever say that. Now, I don't know what these things are, but I do know Kevin's in danger. We have to warn the pilot.
The flight attendant brings vodka drinks into the cockpit. When the door opens, Chico and the Gray One see the pilots are both giant animal mutants.
They've taken the cockpit.
Chico covers the Gray One's mouth and yanks him into the bathroom. Once they're gone, we hear the pilots chatting. I can barely see with this thing on.
Hey, those furries are paying us $20, so we wear the bunny heads.
The nudist paid us $40. And we go in the plane bathroom. Chico's still holding the Gray One's mouth shut as he screams. Chico then sneaks there.
You smell that?
The Gray One stops screaming, and Chico removes his paw, but the Gray One still maintains his scream face. Chico peeks out.
I smell Kevin. We have to find him before he ends up like that great kisser we met in the luggage cargo. Let's go.
Oh, no. No. I'm not going out there.
Just then, a rainbow horse and a pink fox stumble in. While we know they're just two horny people, from Chico and the Gray One's POV, these hulking beasts stomp towards them like battling kaiju. Chico and the Gray One rush out, avoiding being crushed by these grunting and moaning mutants. And we go outside the LA River. It's pouring. Chief Raccoon and Small Fun are paddling their box through the nightmarishly gross LA River. Chief is lapping up the water.
Very garbage forward. Oh, with hints of hepatitis C. What? No, actually D. Guys?
Chief gestures ahead towards dangerous roaring rapids. They are suddenly flying down the LA River, trying to maneuver around swells and giant mounds of garbage. But the rapids are too strong. They go over a small drop and there's a flash. The screen freezes into a Splash Mountain style photo of the three of them. Raccoon and Chief have their mouths open, yelling in fear and excitement. Small Fun is dabbing as we were. When they hit the bottom, they all fly into the river.
Damn you, giant barking dog in the sky!
Thunder, lightning.
Sorry, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to a different giant barking dog in the sky.
They all struggle to keep their heads above water. Small Fun spots the boat they built earlier and swim towards it.
Guys, grab this!
Using his last bit of strength, Small Fun pushes towards Chief and Raccoon. They're able to grab onto the side as it carries them towards an embankment. Raccoon sees Small Fun being swept past them. He almost falls into the water, but Chief bites on his tail.
Ouch! Thanks! Small Fun Raccoon, take my hand like paw!
Fun reaches for him, but just before he grabs his paw, he smashes into a floating rock speaker and is knocked out. Chief and Raccoon helplessly watch as Small Fun's lifeless body floats into the distance.
And just like that, Small died.
Inside a creepy lair, Honey regains consciousness and slowly opens her eyes to find she's in a small, dank underground lair. She's tied up with string cables, plastic six-pack rings, etc. She looks around and sees Diablo, Shell, Tabitha, Elsa, and Nibbles are tied up as well. Nibbles' paws are behind her back.
Diablo, Shell, and the rest, you're all alive? Which I knew all along. Where are we?
Well, we've been taken to the basement monster's nest to be used as living prey for the larva hatchlings that were implanted inside us. I'm assuming.
So, anybody want to finally admit they screwed up?
Yeah, anybody? No? Well, I guess no one screwed up, Tabitha. What a weird question.
You hear a noise and tense up. Then slowly from the shadows walks Tchotchke. Everyone smiles.
Look, it's Tchotchke. We're saved.
Yay!
From Tchotchke, several bizarre creatures step out of the shadows.
Followed by a bunch of terrifying basement monsters. We're doomed!
As the creatures approach menacingly.
Tchotchke, look out!
The monsters don't attack. They just stand next to Tchotchke, who uses his umbrella to explain what's going on.
Guys, I'll interpret. I'm fluent in Tchotchkese. Don't be scared. These are my friends, my discarded friends. They are...
We pop to a series of character title cards for each of the discarded pets. Each card includes a picture, name, and species. Ferret, Pinky, Baby Alligator, Mr. Snuggles, Kinkajou, Kinky Joe, Spider Monkey, Curious Georgette, and a sugar glider, Sugar Booger.
Cool. I just have one follow-up question. What?
Tchotchke continues, we dissolve to a flashback. Pop to smiling humans adopt smiling pets at an adoption fair.
Every year, thousands of animals are adopted on National Pet Adoption Day.
An alley behind the fair, hipsters adopt exotic pets from the trunk of a car.
But hipsters often adopt exotic animals just to have something to post on TikTok without understanding the effort it takes to care for them. Soon after my friends were taken in, their owners lost interest and threw them out like garbage.
We pop to a series of exotic pets being thrown out, left in the woods, and dropped off at a fire station.
They lived as nomads, like that Frances McDormand movie no one saw but pretended to like.
Pop to the discarded pets travel from place to place, trying and failing to survive in the wild.
It was a dangerous and harsh existence. I found some of the survivors.
We pop to Tchotchke, stumbling onto the discarded pets living in a makeshift home under a bridge. He beckons them to follow.
And snuck them here, under Jill's house for safety, where they've since lived in secret.
And we end the flashback. Everyone is teary-eyed and look upon the discarded pets with great empathy. The discarded pets wave meekly.
That is literally the saddest thing I have ever lost interest in halfway through.
Why didn't you tell us, Tchotchke?
Being abandoned creatures, being abandoned creates trust issues. So they made me keep their existence a secret, which I understand because I too am a discarded pet.
Tchotchke is about to start umbrella talking again.
Oh, well, if we're going into a whole other flashback, can I BRB pee-pee really quick?
Tchotchke nods, honey squats, and starts peeing. We go inside the plane. Lightning flashes as Chico and the gray ones sneak through the plane. They crawl under seats, out from seat pockets, through overhead compartments, avoiding the furries. And they're able to avoid them because they have animal heads and thus a lot of blind spots. Under a seat, Chico holds his paw.
Smell that?
Ooh, my bad. Flying makes me nervous.
No, Kevin's above us. Come on.
Chico peeks out from under the seat and sees a giant rhinestone-covered purple cat asleep, snoring. Chico jumps onto the seat, empty seat beside him and sniffs. Smell takes him to the sleeping cat's belly.
We're too late. My Kevin's been eaten.
Lightning strikes outside. Chico collapses in despair, and we go outside the LA River. Chief and Raccoon, battered and bruised, trudge out of the muddy embankment.
I don't know how to go on living after losing my best friend. All I can say is dibs on Small Fun's wife.
Yeah, we should probably give up.
No, Small Fun would have wanted us to continue, is something you say in these situations.
Yeah, but Small Fun knew where the tower was. We'll never find it. Never, ever, ever. It's right behind me, isn't it?
He turns around to see the radio tower is directly behind him.
Okay, we found the tower, but we'll never find the giant barking dog in the sky. Never, ever, ever. It's also right behind me, isn't it?
It's a giant dog-shaped storm cloud floating toward the tower.
Ooh, we'll also never, ever find a day-old chilly tornado.
Quickly turns around, but there's no chilly tornado. Oh well. Thunder rumbles and Chief cowers.
Oh, you really think I can do this?
Not at all. Small Fun was the one who believed in you. Then he died. But at this point, we're here, right?
Nod. Resolve, he begins to climb. The group is listening to Tchotchke inside the catacombs.
I've always felt great shame about being a discarded pet.
Flashback, a la Taken. Tchotchke is standing on a circular stage surrounded by wealthy men behind one-sided mirrors, holding auction paddles. Bidder number 7 wins.
You see, I was bought at a black market exotic pet auction by a famous pop star whose identity I can't legally reveal.
Pop 2, bidder number 7, with Tchotchke on his shoulder, hangs with his douchebag friends.
This mystery man, let's call him Pustin Peeber, paraded me around as a trophy pet.
Pop 2, Pustin and his posse in an airport.
But the second he learned he couldn't bring me on a plane, he tossed me away like garbage.
TSA agent stops Pustin and points to the garbage filled with water bottles. Pustin thoughtlessly drops Tchotchke in the trash. One of his posse chugs the last of a tiki drink and throws it away. Angle on a sad Tchotchke lying in the garbage can as a tiki glass shatters nearby. The tiki glass's umbrella slowly floats down on top of him. And we're back in.
That was heartbreaking, Tchotchke. Thank you. And none of you have to worry. Your secret is safe with us.
Tchotchke turns to his discarded pet friends.
See? You didn't have to terrorize and kidnap them. We can let my friends go.
Honey turns to the others and smiles.
Guys, I think some apologies are in order. While my methods may be extreme and completely unplanned, you can't argue with the results.
Just as Tchotchke is about to release our guys, he is suddenly knocked out by Pinky.
Sorry, upstairs pets, you ain't going anywhere.
Maybe I should give it one more beat before I rub stuff in everyone's face.
And we go inside the plane. Chico's controllable. It's not bubbles everywhere. The gray one is getting queasy as the turbulence worsens.
I'm really sorry for your loss, Chico, but can you hand me that puke bag?
I guess I am useless.
Seriously, dude, keep it down. We don't want to end up eating like Kevin. Also,
this is exactly why I didn't want you to come, Gray One. You're not as helpful as you think you are. Sorry for going there. And now Kevin's dead. DSQP dead.
Wow. Just wow. I don't know what to say except.
Just then, Chico's ears perk up. He hears Kevin's voice coming out of the cab.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh my God. Kevin's still alive inside that mutant freak.
Yeah, can I get a Diet Coke?
And he's thirsty. Poor guy is being digested alive, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Just then, the plane hits major turbulence, and the lights flicker off. The gray one looks at his distraught friend.
Oh, yes, there is. Incoming.
He vomits all over Kevin. The gray one pounces onto Kevin. Chico's impressed and joins the fray.
I'm coming, partially digested Kevin.
The plane shakes violently as Chico and the gray one tear at furry Kevin's stomach. And inside the catacombs and the discarded pet's lair, Tchotchke is now tied up with the gang, but he's still able to use his umbrella to speak.
You said no one would get hurt, Pinky.
We push in on Pinky.
We been listening to your group through that event for months. We heard Honey talk about loving yourself and being worthy of happiness. Well, we deserve a good life too, the kind of life you upstairs animals have. So we're going to take your lives. Like in that hit movie, Us We Always Heard Through the Vent, but didn't quite understand the ending. Amazing. That guy from Key and Peele, right?
Pinky, if you're taking over our lives, then what happens to us?
Pinky and the discarded pets head to the door.
Don't worry. Nothing bad happens to you. As long as you can breathe underwater. BRB never!
Pinky opens a sewer line, letting water pour in. He then pulls a chain and a metal door slams shut behind him. They all glare at Honey.
At least we'll all be cured of our fear of drowning.
And we end Act 2. We're in Act 3. In the catacombs' discarded pet's lair, the water is quickly rising and our guys are half submerged. Honey has lost it and mutters throughout the scene.
Where I know what I'm doing. I'm never wrong. Never, 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 never.
And he's broken.
Not to worry, Max has probably seen the discarded pets by now and is on his way to rescue us.
We pop to inside the living room. The discarded pits sit where our guys normally sit, listening to Max battle on and on about himself. Too self-involved to notice those aren't our guys.
Yeah, and so Ray and I were about to cuddle up and watch a little SpongeBob. Yep, Ray was on SpongeBob. When Nicolas Cage shows up again. I mean, dude, we all know you left your sweater here just so you had an excuse to come back, you know?
We go back.
But we probably shouldn't count on it.
Diablo, don't move.
Nibbles tied up next to Diablo.
Sorry, Diablo, but your paw's gotta go.
Wait, what? Just chew through the rope.
The rope doesn't taste as good. Fine.
She quickly chews through the rope and Diablo is freed.
Now untie me, and I swear I won't immediately run off and leaving you all here to die.
Diablo tries to untie Nibbles but can't.
I can't do it. I can't. Damn my adorable underbite.
Gestures towards a vent in the wall.
Oh, yes, Tchotchke the vent, which leads to a series of aluminum passageways called ducts. I know this because I'm into interior design now. Diablo, climb through the vent and open the door on the other side.
Diablo swims over and peers into the creepy dark duct.
Wait, no way. It's too scary and dark in there. And what about the vent monsters? They're way worse than the basement monsters.
Everyone rolls their eyes and the water is up to their necks. We go outside on the radio tower. The storm rages on. Raccoon watches nervously as Chief climbs to the top of the tower, the dog-shaped cloud looming over. Chief looks up determined.
We finally meet Mr. Giant Barking Dog in the Sky. It is I, Chief, I guess whatever Jill's last name is. Get ready to hear my mighty bark.
Lightning and thunder, Chief recoils.
You got this, Chief. He's just as scared of you as you are of him. And do you see my Frisbee up there?
Just as afraid of me?
Chief stands tall, takes a deep breath, and clears his throat as if he's going to let out a giant bark. But then...
Listen, buddy, I get it. I know what it's like to be scared, but giving into that fear has turned you into a real jagoff. Ask anyone, and then ask them what jagoff means. I'm not sure I'm using it right. Anyway, underneath all that bravado, I bet you're a really good boy. And I'm sure if we got to know each other, we'd be friends. So, what do you say? Bros?
Chief holds out his paw to paw bump the giant dog-shaped storm cloud. After a beat, a lightning bolt strikes Chief's paw. He falls off the tower and splashes into the mud in front of Raccoon as Chief convulses and sizzles.
So
no Frisbee?
Great.
After a beat, Frisbee falls.
No, I think mine was blue.
Inside the plane, as the storm worsens, the battle rages on inside the plane. The lightning illuminates Chico and the gray one as they scratch at the purple cat's face.
Hang in there, Kevin. I sure hope you're not poo yet.
Only a bolt of lightning strikes an engine. The plane drops, and unbeknownst to our cats, furry heads fly up, revealing human faces, including a few celebrities, and then drop back onto their humans. As the passengers scream in panic, Chico, the gray one, and the purple cat spill into the aisle. After a beat of chaos, the plane flies through the dog-shaped storm cloud and levels out. The lights turn back on and everything is calm again. Chico sees the purple cat head on the ground in front of him. He looks back to see Kevin crawling out of the cat's furry body. Chico is overcome with emotion.
Kevin, you're still alive. And I saved you. See, I'm not useless.
He jumps into Kevin's arms, who is massively confused. Chico looks on over Kevin's shoulder to see the gray one watching on.
And neither are you, gray one. I couldn't have saved Kevin without you and your vomit.
Chico, what are you doing here?
Looking for you to find out why you always leave me.
Out on this flight, Mac.
My name's Kevin, dude.
Son named Kevin once.
Wait a minute.
Kevin takes off Rainbow Horsehead, revealing an older mustachioed version of Kevin.
Dad?
Wow, you're all grown up, man.
And you're a furry. Oh, dude, this is amazing. We have so much in common.
I'm an air marshal. Your group paid me $30 to wear this.
What? He got 30?
Oh, Dad, I've missed you.
Kevin and his dad hug.
Oh, I'd miss you too. But I got to pick up some cigarettes.
Kevin's dad heads to the back of the plane. Kevin and Chico watch him go. The gray one approaches.
Well, I think we understand now why Kevin abandons you.
Yeah. He prefers being inside that giant cat's stomach rather than this giant cat's heart.
Gray one pats Chico.
You'll always be in this cat's heart, buddy.
Chico smiles, and the gray one vomits. And we go inside the catacombs, back in the lair. The water is up to their noses. Honey is still muttering.
I'm never wrong.
Since we're about to die, I need to confess something. I don't really like interior design. I just was pretending to so you guys would think I was cool. Sorry.
You know, maybe your God can forgive you for this because I sure can't.
And I'm really sorry that my fears are preventing me from saving all of you. Good news is you won't be mad much longer because we'll be dead.
And he stops muttering, takes in the scene.
Wait, no, Diablo. No, you can't die thinking this is your fault. It's my fault. That's right. Because of my hubris, we're all going to die.
See, honey, was that so difficult?
Yes, it was. Very hard for me to admit when I'm raw. Wrong. Therapists call it the Fonzie complex. Hey!
Wow, that was really brave of you, honey. And if you can be that brave, then maybe I can be brave too.
Determined, Diablo swims over to the vent and climbs in. Before he runs off, he turns back.
Thank you, honey. Because of you, I am overcoming.
Oh my God,
hurry up! Well, the nicer thing would have been to let him finish.
And we go inside the vents. Diablo runs through the vents, occasionally stopping and yelping at tiny bugs, baby mice, dust, etc. We intercut this with the water rising above our animals' heads. Diablo finally jumps out of the vent into the room outside the lair. He yells through the door.
Don't drown yet. I'm coming.
That's what she said.
The water is now over their heads. Diablo repeatedly rams into the door face first, and with each smash, his face gets more smushed. He finally breaks through the entrance. Water pours out, spilling out our guys next to Diablo. They look up at Diablo, who now looks like a pug.
What's wrong with your face?
What's wrong with your face?
We go inside the living room. Max, still oblivious, is still opening up to the discarded pets.
I mean, so instead of giving me his leftovers, he gives them to Nicolas Cage. I mean, I get it, Nick. You have no one at home who loves you, but come on, dude, get your own Ray Liotta. This one's mine. Mine.
Just then, a wet and angry group bursts in.
Max, get away from those animals. They're discarded pets who have no home and just want to be loved.
They want to replace us and take over our lives, even Diablo's life, which is like, who'd want that?
It's time to go to war.
In a reflection in the window, we see mirror nibbles.
Yes, yes, burn it all down.
Our guys square off against the discarded pets, each facing off against their doppelganger.
Attack!
Our gang springs into the air, flying in front of a multicolored anime-style background. The discarded pets jump towards our guys, anime-style as well. Max looks back and forth between the discarded pets and group, confused.
Wait, time out.
Everyone freezes.
I mean, just so I understand what's happening here, you guys are not you guys?
Exactly.
And you want to kill them because they're loved and they have homes?
Exactly.
Okay, cool. As you were.
Fight starts again. Max stops it.
Well, instead of having a bloody battle that's going to probably ruin the couch, what if I knew of a home where they could be smothered with love?
Off their intrigued mid-battle reactions, we go inside a suburban house and we hear the doorbell. Nick Cage opens the door, still wearing the furry costume without the head. He looks down to see the discarded pets crammed into a wicker basket on his doorstep. Hey there, little guys. You sure look like you could use a loving home with lots of dark secrets. He picks them up and hugs them tightly. He falls backwards and they happily crawl all over him like those promos for this season of The Bachelor.
This dude is creepy, and I love it.
Reveal our guys are watching this heartwarming scene from across the street.
Well, looks like it's just you and me and Ray and SpongeBob tonight. You know SpongeBob is the name of a hooker, right?
I'm so happy my friends finally found a home, just like I did years ago when I found a group. And also, all lives matter. I'm not saying that, Chutchki. Keep your damn politics to yourself.
Well, it seems like everything worked out, all because I admitted I was wrong, which kind of means I was actually 100% right. It's just math, really, if you're talking about absolute.
Everyone wanders off, and we go outside on the street. Chief is still passed out. His eyes pop open to see.
More fun! You're alive!
Yep. And so are you, which means we can't harvest your organs and sell them on the black market. Or can we?
Fun reveals a box cutter. Raccoon shakes his head no, and Small Fun slumps. Chief looks up at the clear skies.
And look, the giant barking dog in the sky is gone! I did it!
Just then, the earth starts shaking, an earthquake.
Oh no, the giant dog under the ground's tummy is rumbling. He's hungry! He's hungry!
Chief runs off, terrified, and we end Act 3. And we go into the tag, outside in the LA River. All of our animals are riding a series of makeshift log flumes made out of a refrigerator box, a car fender, a bucket, an open porta potty, etc. As they each go down a big drop a la Splash Mountain, we freeze on several photos. Honey, Elsa, Shell, and Tabitha sit in one. Elsa lifts her vest with her teeth, flashing the camera. Shell makes silly faces. Nibbles and Diablo swat away a swarm of jump scare bats. The gray one, Chico, Kevin, and his dad, both in their furry outfits, ride one with the gray one in the front. He vomits, and everyone else ducks to dodge his flying vomit. Ray and Max sit in one. Ray hides behind Max, trying not to get splashed. Nick Cage envelops all the discarded pets as they go down. He's enjoying the hug. And Chachki uses umbrella to Mary Poppins down, hovering over the water. And we end show.
Fun.
Yay, Matt and Dave.
Yay.
Good work, everyone. Hey, good job.
Thank you guys. That was great.
Thank you guys. Good to see everybody.